is Jackie right here. Carlos, this is yours. And I'm going to show you, I'll get you up to speed in just a second. So what Jackie is doing is this, if you look at the data set, go to the top to the header rows.
Okay.
You see number, which is, what number of the Super Bowl. Now, if you look at it, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has Roman numerals, except for 50, which they intentionally did not. I guess they didn't want to have a loser, an L, so they made it 50, because that's the only one. So when we're doing the graph, we've got to say how important it is to have this as a variable. Go up to the top. We have a date. We have a site. Now, the site information has two things. Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. So that tells us both the venue and what city it's in. So if we decide that we want to do something on the city, we can. Now we come to results, we see two things, Green Bay and Kansas City with a score. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first one, select D. Now here, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Go to Tableau, save this file into your, just into the documents, right there, documents, and call it NFL Teams.
Teams too?
Just right here, no, just call it, just override it.
Okay.
And just say yes, replace it.
Yep.
Okay, so now we go to Tableau, so we open up Tableau, that button. We're going to connect to a file, so we go to Excel, and we see our NFL teams. Okay, and I'm going to pause right now to make sure everybody has been able to open it up into Tableau. Did you hit open?
I did not. I slowed down.
Okay. So everybody should, when everybody sees a page that looks like this, that has Sheet 1 NFL teams on a basically a white sheet in Tableau, once everybody's told me they've got to this point, we'll continue.
We can redo those steps.
Because we can redo the steps. Actually, we're going to redo the steps several times, so I'll show you how to clean up the data. So has everybody got to this point? Yes? No? Should I continue? Okay, I'm going to continue. Okay, so we look at the information here. We have a number, and that number, we know it's a string. It has, if you pause, in the upper left-hand corner, Jackie is pausing on something that says ABC, so we know that this is a string. We know if we go down a little bit, we know that it's from Sheet 1 in the Excel chart, and we have the header. We go to the next one, which is date. Again, it's a short date. Now, what she can do is she can stay on the date, and I'll hit the right mouse button. I'm sorry, we'll change the date to another thing later on. It's right there.
Yes,
just leave it right there.
Okay.
And we see date, we see site, and we see the results. So if Jackie says, oh, I have a table now, I want to make a table of this into Tableau, she would go over to Sheet 1.
At the bottom.
At the bottom left-hand corner. And then she would just simply say, I want to know the results of the Super Bowl. So she would go to the dimensions.
On the left.
On the right, dimensions on the left. She drags results over to the sheet into a column or a row. And now we have a table. So, and basically, you've created a table. The problem with this table is it doesn't tell us anything. So we go back to the Excel chart. No, the Excel chart. Actually, go to Excel.
Okay.
Now we're going to take this result column, and we're going to split that. So stop. Wait, stop. Has everybody got back to the Excel chart?
I'm trying to get it on there, Bruce.
Where are you stuck?
Okay, now I got it. I got it now.
Okay. So are you got it now means you're now back in Excel?
No, I got the NFL teams onto the Tableau.
Oh, okay. You got the data. So let's go back to the very beginning. So basically, we're on this Excel sheet. So everybody should have this Excel sheet. We have not modified the Excel sheet in any way, shape, or form. And then we go into Tableau, go to Tableau. First of all, unsave it, and then go to Tableau. And we just, again, in the upper left-hand corner, it says Connections. Sorry, where it says Connections.
Okay.
And we can go to Add, and if we're going to add another one, but basically add. If you have not added it, you would add Excel here. And that's where you do the Excel, and you'd add the chart. So, hang on for a second. Let me get a USB drive to copy it to these machines. That's your machine, so you're good to go. So is everybody, where is everybody at so I'll know when to continue?
I have all the NFL sheet up on Tableau.
Okay, okay. So now what we're going to do is we look at this sheet. Here, come on, let's come around this way. Okay. So basically, here, I'll just sit here and lean over and yell over at the shoulder. Okay, so basically we have this table, and it doesn't really tell us anything. So we go back to the Excel table.
In Excel.
We're in Excel, go to Excel. We go to the result column, and we're going to select the result column. Now we're going to go to the ribbon bar to data. And we're going to hit the data. One of the options is going to be to split the data out. So we just go to text, that's right there.
Here, text to columns.
Text to columns. And basically we're going to do a delimited on the commas. We just do next. And add a comma to it. And now we see we have the space. So just hit next, that's fine, just do next.
Just want people to see it.
And so there it is. We have two separate columns to do finish. Okay, now we have two different columns. So if we want to do a comparison now, we can say how many times did Green Bay go, whether or not they won or they lost. So now we go to result, and we're going to rename that header winner. And we're going to call the other one loser. Okay, even though we have a Buffalo Bill fan in the room, maybe we should call it almost run.
We don't.
I'm just giving her.
We don't actually.
Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys all the way.
Oh, cowgirls. Okay, so now we save this file. Okay, we save this file. File, save. Now we go back to Tableau. So here's our table. Now we go to the upper left-hand corner. There's a circle that looks like a yin and yang. We're going to hit that, and it's going to do a refresh. And it went out to the data, and it captured the data.
Bam.
So one of the flexibilities about Tableau is Tableau sits on top of your data sets. It doesn't change the data sets. It just kind of modifies them. So now we see it added this column called result, which is just a remnant from when it was earlier. So we drag our mouse over to the result column, and we simply do a right click, and we're going to delete it. Now we go back to our original sheet. Oh, wait, stop. The reason that column stayed there is because when we built our sheet, that column was in the sheet. So when we removed it, it kept it there to tell us that this column was used somewhere in the other parts of Tableau. So now we go to our sheet. no, not Excel. We go to the sheet in Tableau in the lower left-hand corner. We click on Sheet 1. And you notice we had the results, but the results have been removed because we took that column out. So now we can drag over the winner to, okay, so now we have Baltimore, and we're going to do a sort. So the way we do a sort is we just simply go to that column, winner column, and just select in the upper right, there's a sort ascending, so we do a sort ascending, and it sorts it by name. The interesting thing about this is if you're looking, it still has the dates. So, I mean, not the dates, it has the number. So you can't really summarize how many times did Dallas win or Dallas lose. So then we go back to our Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to filter again. So basically when it goes to winner, we're going to do the same thing. Text, you know, it's a number. You don't have to find, no, that's not going to work. This is odd spaces. Just hit cancel. Okay, so we could do a search and replace and get rid of the alphas. That's kind of advanced stuff, so we'll just leave it. Here, I'll just do it real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit there and say, well, that's neat. We have the winners. So I'm going to select these two columns. I'm going to do a find and replace. I'm going to replace all the, you know, this is getting to be more complicated than it's worth. Let's do this. I'm just going to put it out. Okay. What we're going to do is now we've got the winners separated. We're going to go to our C, which is the stadiums. So what we're going to do is just right-click on that one and do a insert columns. And if you notice, we have some like Los Angeles Memorial. Just copy over all the ones like Los Angeles. Just copy Los Angeles, not the Los Angeles Memorial, Los Angeles. Cut and paste Los Angeles. Put it into C. No, it just do.
Why I copied it?
No, just now cut. Okay, now put another column next to that one. Insert another column. Insert a taller column. And now call this California.
Did you want the name or the abbreviation?
Just put CA. Okay, so on the heading, let's label that one city, and then label this other one state. Okay, now I'm going to walk through everybody what I just did because there was a lot of stuff I was throwing out there. One of the things that Tableau does is it needs to have geography. That's one of its strengths is geography. However, it is very particular as to how you name the geography. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the sites, and we're going to say, like Miami, Florida. So the orange bowl is Miami, Florida, just FL. And then you could cut and paste or do filters, whatever you want, but basically we're going to create that all the way down. You don't have to do that. No? We're only going to focus on the city-state.
Okay.
So New Orleans, Louisiana. And if you got Miami, you type it, Florida. And the reason I'm doing this is to show you how to handle geography. And that's enough. Go ahead and save that. Okay, so we're just going to save the file, and we're going to save it. Now we go back to Tableau, and we're going to go back to our data source. Now we're going to do a refresh, and our screen will change. And you see how it put in a city and a state, and it put a globe over city and state? Zoom in. It it is seeing it as a geography file, and it can be mapped on. So basically, let's go back and start through the whole thing at the beginning so people can understand what we did. We took a Excel spreadsheet, you put it in Excel, you modified it. You modified it by changing the date, and I shouldn't do anything with the date, by putting a city and a state in there for the site. We changed the winner and loser and broke that out. And if we wanted to, we could put a separate field that says Green Bay, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, and we could do additional files. So, but just to show you how you can quickly make a data set very complicated, that's a simple data set. So now we go back to Tableau, and we see we have the number, the Super Bowl number, as the left-hand column. We have the date, which occurred. We have the city it occurred. Now we could fill it all out, but this is not needed for this exercise. We have the state.
Hey, Bruce.
Yes.
Hey, my refresh little link there is not highlighted. I can't click it.
It only highlights it if you sit there and put the cursor over it.
Yeah, I can't click on it.
You just have to drag your cursor to it and just hit it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. I can't click it.
Okay, we'll go back to the connections.
Yeah.
It says NFL teams.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a little diamond. These little diamonds indicate that there's something that's clickable. They have little diamonds throughout Tableau. They're almost like Easter eggs. When you find a little diamond, there's more information there. So we go to Edit Connection. And so I say, okay, I want to make sure I'm using the NFL team, so I'll double-click on that. And now I know that I have that file ready to go. Do you save it too? Did you save it in Excel?
Yeah.
Okay, because Tableau only goes to the file that has the last saved version. So if you make changes and you don't save it, it will not show up in Tableau when you refresh. Can you refresh now?
Go. Hold on. Oh,
you gotta make sure you're on the data source tab too, not sheet 1.
You can restore in the sheets as well.
Yeah, I'm on the data source tab.
Okay.
Jerry, you want to come up here? I'm in 580.
Okay, so basically, does everybody have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns? Same thing.
Can you do left? Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
Can you show us how to do that split for the winner column?
Yes, that's what we're... Oh. Do it in Excel?
Yeah.
I can show you.
Okay.
Okay. So has everybody got up to speed with this chart? Does it look? Does everybody get to where it looks like my screen? Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do, Jonathan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to play with it here. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. I did what you told me to.
Let's go back to your Excel table.
Yeah.
We have. Does your Excel table look like my Excel table?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm clicking on Tableau. Does your Tableau look like my Tableau, where I have connections, I have NFL teams, and I have a sheet 1?
Yes.
Okay. And when
I think mine's in read-only mode, though. Is that the problem?
Which do you mean? Which thing's in read-only mode? Excel?
The Tableau, the actual application that says read-only.
I have no idea how you got to a read-only.
Okay.
But you've been able to do all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back. I want to show you something. See how it says Sheet 1 here?
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah.
NFL team says Sheet 1, Sheet 1. I'm going to go back to Excel, and it says Sheet 1 here. I'm going to rename this sheet as Super Bowl. And then I'm going to save it, File Save. Then I go back to Tableau. Notice I click on it, it'll change the sheet name Super Bowl. Now because it changed the sheet name, I just simply have to drag the sheet back over. And it restores it again. So the reason that's important as you start building more complicated data sets, knowing that you can link Excel pages directly as a data set and a data sheet is useful for managing your data sets and your joins later on. So that's actually a real useful feature to remember. Now one of the things we talked about is we have scores here. So what we can do is we click on the column, everybody have winner 1 highlighted. You're going to do come on Jackie, you're going to do a right click that's going to say custom split. And what we're going to do is we're going to split the last 2 columns. So okay. Good. Split it.
Okay.
So custom split. Just split off the last. Oh. No. I don't know why I didn't split it. Not to play with. There's no separator. Do you have a space in there? It's just too many variables to cancel. No, because it's not split off of every break. Green Bay will be split. New York Jets will be split. So just cancel. We'll just leave it alone. That's not the important part. Hit cancel.
I wanted to see what it would do.
It's not going to do anything.
All right. I got it up. I finally got it up, Bruce. So you go to loser or winner.
Right. So now we're back to. We're going to create a new worksheet. And this is why I think it's important. Click on New Worksheet. So we're going to drag state and city to the chart. State and city. Click on the 2 unknowns. I know the one's in a null. I don't know what the other one is.
Oh, here?
Okay, so basically what we have here we have the state. Yeah. No, they can't be connected.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah.
What was that thing that you guys did on sheet 1? The first, with the split that you did.
We did the split in Excel. I was looking at if I could do a split based on the numbers, but it didn't work.
Okay.
So basically what we have here is this is a map showing where the Super Bowl was held. Miami, New Orleans, Houston, Los Angeles. Now it says 1 unknown. Basically because we did not, I'm going to do the edit location, because we did not have, okay, Florida's ambiguous because there's 2 different spots. So, but null means we don't know where this is. We don't, because we don't have a state. We didn't finish. If we go back to our Excel chart, we didn't finish all of the rows. So when you're doing the maps in Tableau, it'll tell you, hey, they're maps things that were not mappable. So we go back to cancel. We're going to the state. Go to the city. There's cities. Los Angeles, the location. There's more than one Los Angeles. Here. One last thing. I'll apologize. I don't know why my Tableau is running so slow. But basically, as you can tell, when you're going to do mapping, you can map on city, you can map on state, you can map on county. But Tableau is very particular about how it does its mapping. So what we're going to do is, when this finishes, we're going to actually start going through another data set, one of the ones that I actually developed. Okay, so here we have our mapping. The reconciled Los Angeles, the reconciled Houston, the reconciled New Orleans, Florida. Now if I go to show me, because there's geographic elements, I could have also done a field map instead.
Hold on, Bruce.
Yes.
I have to slow you down, but how did, never mind. Go ahead, I got it. Go ahead.
Now, what I did, yeah.
What show me, Austin?
Okay, if you go to the upper left-hand corner, there is a Show Me box. Upper right-hand corner. It says Show Me. So I'm in the upper right-hand corner. And it just tells me all the different types of graphs and charts that I can use to display the information that I have. So this one would be more appropriate for cities. So I drag cities over. And then this one is more for field thematic layers. But basically, Tableau is, again, very funny about how it handles what you call mapping and geography. So basically, let's go through again. Let's go to the Excel chart. So if we look at this data set, we have the number, we have the date, city, state, site. There's a lot of information here. And we could go back and add which ones are NFC versus AFC teams. You know, we could add more and more data to this. But the most important thing is I want to show you how easy it is to just simply take a small data set, put it in Excel, and put it in the Tableau. But I didn't realize how complicated this little small data set would be because of the structure of the data. So anyway. So if we go back to Tableau, just click on Tableau. And let's go to data source. I'm going to talk again through the various pages. We're going to talk through this table. So if we go to the upper left-hand corner for the file, the ribbon, it's going to tell us we can open a file, close a file, save a file. We go to data. Data is helping us connect. We can paste. We can export data. We can build a data set and export it to something else. We go to server. I'm doing nothing on server, so it's not relevant for our discussion. However, I will probably put a few documents on Tableau Public. Well, basically, just pick window, go to window. So kind of nothing there. And then, of course, there's help. There's always this help option on every screen, so if you get stuck, chances are you can go to a help video It's not tied specifically to what page you're on. It's a generic help screen. But for those people who are getting stuck, whatever, that's always there. So if we go back to the actual data set again, connections, think of it this way, and Philip mentioned this earlier, and I thought it was a really good description. Tableau moves from left to right. Left is always your connections, it's your big data pieces, it's where the sources are, it's where the information is. Middle, when you get to the sheet, is where you actually do the work. And then the right-hand side is basically the blank sheet of paper upon which the work is displayed. So we have that concept. See connections on the left, talks about the sheets, which sheets we're using. And data interpreter is useful if you have, you just get data interpreter. So, data interpreter will look at your Excel chart and give you suggestions on ways to clean it up. Now, we didn't do a whole bunch of stuff with it, but you click on view the results. And what they recommended is the Excel chart, which tells you, go down, the superbowl. So this is the meta key, and then this tells you things that you should fix or not fix to make it more useful. And so, down, all of this is in green, which means all the data in this chart is pretty much ready to go in. There isn't a formatting issue. So, again, if you're building data sets, that data interpreter is very useful for you to look at the quality of your data as it's going in. We go back to the Tableau data set itself, and then, so we see the structure. We go to the superbowl, the actual, no, not that one. Yes, click there. We click on the superbowl. Okay, now wait, now Jackie got click happy, so we're going to go back. So Jackie's going to go to the upper left-hand corner. There's a back arrow. Back arrow, friend. The back arrow is your friend. Let me tell you again, the back arrow is your friend. You will be doing that a lot in Tableau. And it is undo. So you go back to superbowl, and look how it's highlighted in gray. There is a small text box in that highlight that says view data. So I can click there, and I can, oh, well, this is what my data set looks like. It's sorted alphabetically by column. City, data, loser, number, site, state, winner. So the idea is I'm going through this. So basically, I can look at my data as I'm preparing it real time if I don't feel like going to Excel or whatever. So you close this out. And so there's, go down, there's three different boxes. There's one that says sort fields. And so basically, I can look at the field in various orders. As opposed to data source order, I can do it ascending by column name. I can do it descending. Or if I have multiple tables, which we will be showing later on, you can do multiple tables. And go to the, and if you notice, all of the rows are showed here in this view. Now if you go to sort fields, there's one view in a box that says preview data source. It's going to look at the actual data. If you click on the box next to it, you get a column. And that just tells you, again, the file, the table, the field name. So if you were going to do some type of data discussion, this is where you would cut and paste the image and put it into another document to describe the fields they came from and the geography. Now, if you notice, all of these databases, all of these fields have an element to the right. That's the globe means it's a geographic field. If it's an ABC, it means it's a text field. And if there's a number sign, which none of these are, it would be the numeric number would show up. So basically, we just built a data set in Tableau. Now, this was kind of a clunky data set because I didn't realize that the data had so many things that needed to be done. But what we're going to do now is we're going to I'm going to show you, go back to the new worksheet. I'll now have a new worksheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put loser in the column. These are all the ones that were losers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a filter. I only want to look at I take loser and I drag and I want to really see which teams have lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. By the filter, I type in Pittsburgh. And I see that there's all these Pittsburghs, so I select all of these Pittsburghs as a filter. I hit OK. And then these are all the teams that lost to Pittsburgh. And so because I have the 23 to 17, I can't really do a count on them. But so basically, I've just created a table by using a filter. We're going to talk a lot more about filters in the next couple of data sets. But I just want to give you a real quick introduction. Now, let's back. Let's go back and redo this filter. So I'm going to click, doing the back arrow, back arrow. Now I'm back to my sheet. So, again. So what Philip's going to do is he's going to take the loser and drag it to the row. And then he's going to take the winner and drag it into the filter box. Okay? And he's just going to do, in that, just select Pittsburgh, ITTS, whatever. Okay, and so all the this. And just select all those. And you just hit apply. And you notice he says, oh, I can look at this and see, and I just hit OK. So now we have everything that one that has per beat. Now, if we wanted to, we can drag Pittsburgh as the winner to that same column. So we go back to the winner and we drag it in front of the loser in the row sheet. Right. Now we can see, so Pittsburgh actually scored 21 points twice, once against Dallas, once against Seattle, which is why when we filtered it, there was only 5 Pittsburghs, but there were 6 losers. So, was everybody able to duplicate this chart?
Yeah.
Everybody else on board with it?
Yeah, you got some static in your background.
Yeah, I don't know who's got their line on, but somebody's got a line on and we're hearing a lot of noise. So, okay, now this is actually kind of a good stopping point right now. So let's go back and review everything that we've done. We went to the website, click on the Google Chrome, right here, and go to the back. It's just the tab. So we took this website, we downloaded this table, we put it in Excel. You don't have to do the work. We put it in Excel. Go to the right-hand side. And we modified the table. We did the number of the games, the date, the city, the state, which we added. We split out the winners from the losers, which we did. And so we go back to our Tableau, to the Tableau. We go to the data source, which is in the lower left-hand corner. We see, again, our same data, city, data, loser. And if I want to look at the actual values, I would go from the view that's there to the view on the left, which is the data view. So now I can see Los Angeles, the date. I can basically see my Excel chart. I went to sheet 1, and all I did was just drag all the winners over. Now, what I can do is, because teams might have same scores, I can always do, you'll right-click on that. You're going to create a calculated field. Yeah, create a calculated field. And you just want to know the count. So go down to count. That's it. Just okay. And that's calculation one. Okay, let me go back and then just open it up. Just drag it in. No, not winner. Calculated field. Just drag it. No.
Yep.
You gotta drag it into the actual. Okay.
Column?
No, to the box.
Okay.
No, to the right.
To the right. To
Dotted
the
line.
right. Right. Now explain to everybody. Drop it. There. No. What does the calculation look like? First of all, I gotta change this to it. Okay. So basically, we created a calculated field, and I was looking to see the Steelers should have had two. So I don't know why they should.
Well, because some are listed as Pittsburgh and some are Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, maybe. No, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. And it's just
Okay.